Across the world, there are places few have seen, and journeys once thought impossible. This is where we go beyond the limits of reality. Places so dangerous, so unreachable, that most explorers refuse to go. The mysteries unsolved. We go where others fear to journey. This is not just exploration, it's survival, discovery, and wonder. Welcome to Impossible Journeys.
12,500 feet under the sea, in the freezing Atlantic Ocean, lies one of the greatest mysteries in history, the Titanic. Once the biggest, most luxurious ship ever built, a floating palace. People called it unsinkable, but on its very first trip, it sank. More than 1,500 lives were lost that night, and ever since, the Titanic has been sleeping at the bottom of the ocean. Today, we are going to do what only a few explorers have done. We're going down into the deep. We'll see the Titanic up close, its bow, its broken decks, the grand staircase, even the captain's room. It's going to feel like a real million-dollar expedition. But remember, this is Impossible Journeys, because here we make the impossible journeys possible. Our journey begins in a submarine. The deeper we go, the darker it gets. The ocean above us disappears and all we see is black. At this depth, the pressure is so strong it could crush a car like a soda can. That's why only special submarines can come here. Outside the window, we see strange creatures. Glowing jellyfish, tiny fish that flash like lights. It's beautiful and a little scary. And here's a fun fact. Even if you had the best Wi-Fi on Earth, it wouldn't work down here. Imagine telling your friends you can't post a selfie at the Titanic Wreck. What a shame. After hours of sinking deeper into the dark, we finally see it. Out of the black water, a giant shadow begins to appear. And then, there it is. The bow of the Titanic. Rusty, broken, but still standing tall on the ocean floor. It's a powerful moment. This is the same ship that once carried the hopes of thousands of people. Rich and poor, families, workers, dreamers. The Titanic was lost in 1912, but here it is, like a ghost frozen in time. And you know what? Nothing screams date night like a rusty 46,000-ton wreck at the bottom of the sea. We start our tour outside the ship. The bow deck is huge, bigger than most city blocks. We pass the massive anchor chains, each link heavier than a car. Imagine the strength it took to hold this ship in place. Next, we see the broken mast lying across the deck. This was once where the lookout stood, the same lookout who spotted the iceberg that night. Then we move to the stern, the back of the ship. Here we find the Titanic's giant propellers. Each one is 23 feet wide. That's bigger than most New York apartments. It's haunting and beautiful at the same time. This was once the pride of human engineering. Now it sleeps in silence. Now we carefully move inside. Lights from our sub cut through the darkness. The first thing we see is the grand staircase. Even after more than 100 years underwater, it's still majestic. Once, people in gowns and tuxedos walked here. Now only fish swim by. Next, we explore the dining hall. Tables and chairs have collapsed, but you can still feel the luxury. This used to be the most expensive restaurant at sea. Now it looks like my kitchen after 3 roommates moved out. We pass by cabins where passengers once slept. Many personal belongings remain. Shoes, suitcases, even letters. Every object is a story that never made it home. Our journey begins at the bow of the Titanic. Once a proud symbol of human ambition, it now lies silent beneath the ocean. Rust has eaten through its steel, yet the outline of greatness still cuts through the darkness of the deep. First-class cabin. Inside the remains of first-class cabins, luxury has decayed into shadows. Rusted iron frames, broken lamps, and collapsed furniture whisper of wealth and lives lived in elegance, until the night everything changed. Grand staircase. Here the grand staircase once dazzled with light and laughter. Today only fragments remain. Iron railings twisted, wooden panels dissolved by salt. Yet even in ruin, it carries the weight of history's most famous ship. wireless telegraph room. The Marconi wireless room, where urgent warnings once sparked across the airwaves, is now silent. The equipment lies shattered, corroded by seawater, yet still powerful in what it represents. The desperate messages of hope that faded into the night. Captain's Bridge. On the bridge, where orders once guided this floating city, rusted iron and collapsed instruments remain. The silence here is deafening, as if the ocean itself remembers the choices made in these final hours. Crew corridors. In the crew's narrow corridors, time stands still. Metal bunks are twisted, lockers sealed shut with rust. These forgotten spaces remind us of the countless lives that kept Titanic alive, but whose stories often remain untold. Every corridor, every cabin, every broken relic tells a story. The Titanic was more than a ship. It was a dream, a tragedy, and a lesson carved into history's depths. Today it rests beneath the ocean, but its legacy will never fade. Of course, the Titanic is more than just a wreck. It's a story filled with legends and mysteries. Some divers say they've heard strange sounds near the wreck, metal groaning, voices, even piano music. Are they just tricks of the ocean or something else? Then there are the missing treasures, expensive jewels, gold, priceless art. Some say they're still down here, waiting to be found. And let's not forget the famous line, "The Titanic was unsinkable." Well, it sank on its first trip. Let's just say that was the first case of false advertising at sea. And so our impossible journey comes to an end. The Titanic rests quietly on the seabed, a ship of dreams that became a symbol of tragedy, a place where history and mystery meet. But even though it's gone, it still teaches us something about ambition, about loss, about how fragile life can be. The Titanic reminds us that even the biggest dreams can sink, but they also live forever in our stories. This was another impossible journey. And remember, we make the impossible journeys possible. Wow, what a journey. If you enjoyed exploring the impossible with us today, don't just stop here. Hit that like button, share this adventure with a friend, and most importantly, subscribe to the channel. That way, you'll be the first to join us on our next incredible dive. Remember, here at Impossible Journeys, we make the impossible journeys possible. See you on the next adventure.